actually a good exercise as well for coaches. Draw your life retrospectively when you are like 25. But it's a very good exercise. Now, this brings me to another topic. What kind of people actually become coaches? Usually people with a background in psychology, hypnosis, or dream analysis, or even marketing, like Jackie, become coaches. Now, my coach, Katharina, she was a lawyer. Seems a bit far away, but actually it was very good, because as a lawyer, you really pay attention to what somebody else says. And this time, she did not use it against me, but in order to help me, listening very closely at all the things I said, all the details I mentioned, what's important, and then asking questions. Now, how did Katharina do that? So, I got a job, and I said I did career coaching with Katharina, and I said, well, there is an opportunity on sustainability education. I found it really interesting. And Katharina listened and said, so what can you do, Ingrid, to work more in this area? And I said, well, maybe I could write a little background paper and talk with my director that, I know about this, and we could proceed this work together. And she was like, Ingrid, very good. Can you do that? And I said, well, yes, I can do that. Well, then send me a message in the next 2 days saying that you have done it. This was Katharina. So she always makes sure, she asks me, what can I do? And she asked me, can you do that, Ingrid? And usually I had to say yes. And then she followed up. Well, she wanted me actually to follow up within 2-3 days and really made sure, because once when I didn't follow up, because work is getting intense, you know it now, very busy time, she was like, Ingrid, any news from your side? I haven't heard anything. So she really pushed you to make sure you stick to your agreements and proactively pursue whatever you wanted. So that was very helpful from her side, and I will continue this story and the outcome of this story a bit later on. But now actually it's time to listen to our third speaker, to Andre. Now Andre pursues a PhD here at the University in Geneva, and he works on the topic of biophysics. So he's analyzing the tissue of mice to find cancerous cells. I hope more or less like this. And last time when he explained me what he's doing, he said, but Ingrid, I'm not a nerd, because I read lots of novels, I travel around, and I'm the vice president for education. So he's a very well-pronounced person. Now, of course, I asked Andre as well for his experience with coaching. And as well, Andre has a positive and a negative experience. And he said that positive is that when a coach can give me the big picture. So what Jackie actually said as well. So Andre likes to get the big picture and get explained what he can face and which decision I should take in order to get where I want, Andre said. Now, the negative thing we noted is that when two different people, two different personality types are communicating, and they're actually not aware of their differences. So then it's a problem of communication, actually. Now, before we listen to Andre's speech, I would like to invite Casper to read the speech objectives and the time constraints.
Certainly, Madam Postmaster. So Andre is working from an advanced communication manual on technical presentations. It's his first assignment and a technical briefing, and his objectives are to use a systematic approach to organize the technical material in a concise presentation and to tailor the presentation to the audience's needs, interests, and knowledge levels. And the time is 8 to 10 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Casper. Let's welcome Andre, and his speech topic is Mind Mapping, Unleash Your Thinking.
By the way, I'm not a nerd, but I'm a geek. There is a difference, and if you're a geek or a nerd, you can feel it. Now I will prove that I am a geek in a way. think about a moment when you needed to prepare a speech or a presentation and you really postponed the preparation for a long time. But finally, you forced yourself to sit in front of a computer and to start writing a speech. And you saw something like this. A blank piece of paper on some editor and a cursor blinking at you, waiting for your genius thoughts to appear. But your genius thoughts were not so eager to appear. How many of you had this daunting feeling of not knowing from where to start, how to start? I definitely found myself in that place. Should I start with the title? Should I think about an opening? Anecdotes? My audience? Wait a second, I actually not know enough about my audience, so I'm not clear about my message. I'd better watch the next episode of Game of Thrones instead. Why is that? Why our mind is going blank like this piece of paper when we're trying to formulate our thoughts at the first time? The reason is that the editors like this are working in a linear way. There is a first line, second line, third line, and so on. It is linear. In a way, it makes sense, because in the end, your speech and presentation will be linear. There will be an opening, transition, a green card, yellow card, red card, and finish. But our mind is not linear. As the humans, we're not linear. On the very fundamental level, we're not linear. This is the image of the neural network, the fundamental element of our brain. And you can see it's not linear at all. You can see very branchy structure, very ramified. A lot of nodes, a lot of interconnections, messy stuff. And our memory and thinking works in this way. That's why for us it's very hard to formulate our thinking in a linear way first time. And if we take a look at in the history, actually the greats always used not the plain text, but drawings, pictures, and sketches, like Leonardo da Vinci, for example. And in 20th century, some American guy called Tony Buzan used this idea to promote a new way of making notes, which is called mind mapping. So the idea is not to use linear way, but create some tree-like structures. It gives the possibility to have an overview of what you're thinking and to create in parallel some associations to the main topic that you are trying to work on. How many of you have seen such a picture before, or even made one? About half of the audience. Looks good. So tonight I want to present a way how you can create mind maps by yourself when you want it. First of all, what are the tools that we can use for the mind mapping? The most simple one is just a piece of paper and a pen, and you draw a mind map. Pros, it's always there, it's offline, it doesn't need energy, and you have freedom to draw whatever you want. Cons, it is quite hard to edit it, to share it, and to save for further use. So that's why nowadays are very popular some electronic tools. In my personal experience, the most popular one is MindJet Mind Manager, which is quite powerful, but it is bloody expensive. One should really sell a kidney to buy it. So, in my opinion, it's not so suitable for average person. Completely contrary is a free mind. It's a very light software, it is free, like in a free beer. So you can download it and use it just when you want it. I should mention online tools, the tools that you can use online and can be very easily shared with other people. And the most popular is a MindMeister, so you can check it when you want. Personally, I use a software which is called Xmind. It is free, the basic version, and it works on the major operational systems like Windows, Mac, and Linux. And what I propose now is to have a small demo, so you can actually get a feeling what it looks like. So what you can do in Xmind, you can also make notes of books. So I have a lot of books which are analyzed. Some of you may be familiar with this one. So then you can create a structure like this. But now I propose to create a new mind map. And let's call it...
Probably another language.
Yeah, it's in Russian. It will be a slight problem, but I believe we can find a workaround. So now I want you to generate ideas. What does it mean to create a good speech? What elements it consists of?
The beginning.
Idea.
The climax and the order.
Idea.
A personal story.
Personal story.
The way it's presented.
The delivery. Yeah. The delivery.
The zigzag.
What does it mean? Okay, the zigzag.
The technical needs you might have, whether you need a computer like you.
Props.
So now I will start to cluster it. So needs, it can be technical needs and it can be props.
Yeah.
Then what does it mean beginning? If we think about bigger one, it's a structure. So we have beginning,
Body and conclusion.
medium, and closing. Personal story. It's well. It's
an idea.
Type of speech idea.
Yeah, I would say it will go to the idea. What else? Do you have to something to? Ah. Sorry. Now you can see. Do you have something to add to the notes, or maybe to add another note? Yeah.
The audience.
The audience.
Examples.
From the I would say it's going to the delivery. Yeah.
Humor.
Humor.
And the message is important.
Content.
Message.
Yeah. I
Or
would
object.
say that we need to have content and and I would say that actually message is connected to the audience.
Time of delivery is
Yeah, the
important too.
duration.
Duration, yes.
Can also go to structure, duration.
Oh, could be.
Most important, what is the aim of the speech? Is it to inform, persuade, or amuse?
Yeah, purpose.
The last one.
Persuade,
Yes.
Conclusion.
inform,
And so on.
amuse.
Actually, so now you get a feeling how easy it is to generate ideas. Imagine if we were working in the linear way, we would be stuck on the first idea. But like this, you can see different connections. And it's much easier to generate ideas like this, not on the linear fashion. So what I propose you to know is to check this software or another that I mentioned before when you will prepare your next speech. And after having this structure, then go to the script and to prepare the speech. And I hope that this tool will help you to more easily formulate your thinking and to create more successful speeches. Madam Chancellor.
So thank you, Andre. That was very helpful as well to organize our future speeches to make sure they don't do like a zigzag, like Iveta said. Now, can I ask Andre to give us an overview whether everyone is eligible for the vote?
Yes, everybody is eligible to vote.